Self-sacrifice is the greatest calling to a man's soul. To sacrifice himself for a greater cause. To die in battle a hero. This is something that's been renowned and respected for centuries. I would say since the dawning of time, man has been promoted through the ranks for his courage and willingness to die for the greater good and the greater cause. But in this modern age, no great battle. We've heard it in Fight Club.
We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no great war, no great depression. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our great depression is our lives.
And so men just continue to scroll through their phones with their head down, looking at their shoes. There's nothing to live for. There's nothing to die for. This is a very interesting concept, because when a man is willing to transcend his own fear of death and non-existence, he's free. He's free, and he's strong, and he's confident. You know, the samurais had this saying, to die before you die. Very common within the Zen tradition. The concept of learning to die before you die. What is the process of death? The process of death is letting go of life. Letting go of this egoic mind that wants control, that wants to have things a certain way. There's a surrender that takes place. If you're living with fear and overwhelm and stress, what is it within you? As the Zen master would say, what is it within you that you have not died to yet? What have you not died to? Have you died to your pride? Have you died to your fears? Because when this dies, a clarity emerges. An openness to life emerges, my man. To the extent that we're not afraid of death, we can actually live life. It's the most topsy-turvy thing, but life is a constant contradiction. To the extent that we can make peace with death, we're then gifted a chance of actually living life without holding back. There's people clinging to their lives to the point where they won't even leave their house in fear of death. We have to make a decision, and the samurais had this, they said it perfectly. Better to die a hero today in this moment than live another day as a coward tomorrow. That's remarkable. What a profound principle and way of living in the world. Are you willing to die a hero today for the greater good of all beings? Are you willing to step forth and rise up into your greatness, no longer shy, no longer afraid of the light, but stepping forth, coming into your greatness, leading the way, lifting your head up to meet that new horizon, and telling other men and women to join you? Let's go, people. It's time to reclaim our power, our birthright, the very essence and spark of life, enthusiasm. You know, a question I used to ask myself when I was about 15, after a great deal of heartbreak and grief and loss and a lot of anger, I asked myself, and I would ruminate on this question. Surely we are not just here to purely suffer. Surely there has to be more to this life than just suffering. And it took me many years. When I was 18, eventually I had the courage to just pack a rucksack, quit my 9-to-5 job as an apprentice electrician, and go off backpacking. I went off traveling, a one-way ticket to France. And that was the start of me discovering the answer to that question. We are absolutely here for a greater purpose than pure suffering. We're not here to just suffer and stagnate and drown in our own sorrow and grief. We're here to reclaim all of this. I describe it as panning for gold. We get hit in the face with a clump of mud. Are you willing to take that off, put that in the pan and sieve it for gold? You only need one or two little golden nuggets of wisdom, and on your merry way, my man. Pan for the gold, lift your head to the new horizon and move forwards. We must rise up with vigor and purpose, because there's so much more to life than just the humdrum of the Monday to Friday. The weekdays, living in a weekdays until you arrive at the weekend. When you're weakened by the weekdays, that's no life for a man. There's so much more to this life than that. Connect with this again. Ask yourself the question, surely there's more. Surely there's more. Surely there's more to all of this. Our ancestors would be looking to that new horizon every day, every week, every month, following the sun around the world. What happened to us? We lost that adventurous spirit. The spirit of man became domesticated, and there's certainly nothing wrong with settling down with a family and raising a family. But make that an adventure too. Don't make that a struggle. Don't make that something to resent. Don't get bored of that and create a swamp for yourself. Make that exciting. Embrace that with your partner, your woman, your children. Show them the world. The world doesn't need to be an exotic place on the other side of the world. It doesn't need to be some week in the sun. Goodness me. It can be going to the park. It can be going and exploring the nearest forest, the lakes, the trees, the wild animals, climbing a mountain, taking the kids for archery lessons. There's so many things. The possibilities are endless. It's time to make life an adventure, reclaim that sense of vigor, that sense of enthusiasm again.